Hi, I'm Christie Gale. I'm running for District 4, Warsaw School Board. I have been on it this past year. My background is that of an attorney. I have practiced 10 years in Chicago prior to moving to Warsaw. I am married and I have 3 children. One is in first grade at Jefferson, another one is in kindergarten at Jefferson, and the third child is right now over at Presby Preschool.
Okay. What do you think makes you the best candidate for the school board seat, and what do you have to offer the school board?
I think I have a few qualifications. One is experience, having spent the past year on the school board, just really getting to know and become acquainted with the system. And I do believe my legal experience brings a lot to the table in that I can use that skill set to benefit the kids in the community. And let's see, I'm on you right now. You're going to have to stop that.
Okay. Well, last night during the presidential debate, the candidates were asked, what role does the federal government play in education? What role should the federal government play in education? What do you think, personally, the federal government's role is in education? Are there too many mandates, or?
That's a good question. I do think that, Indiana right now has come out with a lot of disclosure laws, like posting the superintendent's contract, posting your teacher's contract, coming out with the RISE evaluation system or some form of it that you have to take on. It's been, I think, a bit of a bumpy road for everyone to accept. And then they're taking it a step further, and they're coming out with a superintendent's RISE evaluation. I think that if we're going to have all these rules and regulations, honestly, I feel like a lot of them are already things that we are doing in our system, so it should not be that huge of a transition. I do think it's more that first year is a time, like it's just going to take our time. And secondly, I think just adding the superintendent's RISE evaluation system gives us like that 360 degrees of accountability. But I would say there's some talk that maybe they're a little too involved, but I haven't seen it be a huge effect on us.
Okay. Another thing you talked about was math and science, and Obama suggested hiring 100,000 new math and science teachers, and what role that math and science teachers could play in improving the economy. Where do you think Warsaw Community Schools stands as far as math and science education? Does more need to be done? What are your thoughts?
I mean, that's the big topic right now that we've gotten that grant for the STEM school at Washington, science, technology, engineering, and math. And it was interesting. I was with some women doing a coffee trying to find out what our issues and concerns are right now. And, of course, that comes up, the chemistry teachers, the biology teachers, the few. And that for, I think they said every 1,000 PE teachers that come out of schools, we have 10 chemistry teachers. So to be competitive and get that chemistry person in your system, I think it's going to take a lot. I do think it's an issue, but I think that the sciences are playing a big role right now.
Okay. Recently, Covert Hawkins did a facilities assessment for Warsaw Community Schools, and it came back with a vision. It was $110.5 million. What do you think of the vision, the assessment overall? Are there good points, bad points? What do you like about it? What do you don't like about it? And can some of it be is it affordable? Can some of it be affordable? I mean, give me your thoughts on that assessment.
Right, you hear that number, $110.5 million, and you're just thinking, where's that money coming from? And obviously, this is a board that's going to be fiscally responsible. The great thing about this plan or the facility assessment that we had done is it starts out, it's like, okay, in 2006 we had the elementary schools looked at and taken care of. So that was an 2006 through 2010 plan. And then you come in now and we're like, well, where do we stand? What's our plan? The curriculum's changing. The way students learn changes. The teachers are adapting. So it's great to have them come in, assess our facilities, see what we need for this 21st century learning, and then where we're at, how's it going to look to align with our mission statement and our goals and how we're going to implement that strategic plan. I thought that Jamie Lake and his group brought up some really great points. One, about 2 of our elementaries are really outdated. And while the personnel there is amazing, I think that they could even be more amazing with just a better facility. So I think that is a big issue we're going to have to address. And ultimately, I think it comes down to what the community wants. You're going to look at these, figure out what your priorities are, align them with our goals and where we think the students are going to learn, and then take it to the community. What do they think, and how much do they want to spend, and how does this affect them? And then we're going to have to bring in our financial advisors, right? Because obviously you would never spend that amount of money at once. It's a long process, and hopefully it's a flexible plan.
Okay. You mentioned the two schools where you talk about Lincoln Elementary and
Washington.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And kind of, we talked about STEM education a few minutes ago, and one of the ideas in that assessment was, a high school and a junior high STEM academy, and tearing down Edgewood, building out to Washington. What do you think about that as it relates to, again, the science and the?
I think it's an interesting and a bold plan. I'd like to meet with our members and talk more into it, delve into really the details and the research. But I think having OrthoWorks in our community is really great because they want to be so involved and help us get that science. I mean, we are the orthopedic capital of the world, right? So to have that science academy, that STEM academy, I think it's beneficial, and we'll see how it plays out. I think it plays out in some way. What way that is, I'm not sure yet.
Okay. Kind of changing gears. October is National Anti-Bullying Month.
Okay.
Do you think bullying is an issue in the school system, and is Warsaw schools doing enough to prevent bullying, or how do you feel?
I think just honestly, talking about the technology, the social media choices allow for easy tactics for bullying. And it's great because at Jefferson, I know they have a program. So they go in and they're teaching the kids young about what bullying looks like, how you're affected, what you should do if it happens to you. But really, I think what we need is a social media class, some etiquette, how to train them to do it, because I'm a big proponent of technology in the classroom. So at the end of the day, if you're going to have those social media outlets, you're going to have to train the teachers and the students how to use them appropriately.
Okay. Again, this kind of goes back. I'm flip-flopping.
Sure, no, I'm a flip-flopper.
Career and vocational education. Warsaw Schools now has a Warsaw Area Career Center. They're doing a lot of stuff there. As far as career and vocational education goes, is Warsaw Schools doing enough? Do they need to do more? What do they need to do?
Well, what's great is David Hoffert runs he's their chief academic officer and has brought in a great curriculum in this past year, just with the culinary, the Blue Apron I plan on visiting, and the technology, the industrial aspect of it is all great. I would like to see kind of them bring in an ROTC program, maybe more in the high school level. But I haven't heard that they're lacking at the Career Center. Obviously, there's always options, and I do think we need to expand our curriculum.
Okay. And my last question is, anything else that you want to talk about or touch on that I haven't asked you that you feel is important to you, or any goals? Or
Yeah. When we were talking about my qualifications, I went over, how I have been able to use my legal experience and that skill set just in being a part of the calendar committee, the curriculum committee, the policy committee. And then on top of that, I'm a mother of 3 in the system. I'm in the daily life. So I know a lot of the parents. I'm accessible. I'm easy to get a hold of. I love being on the PTO for, honestly, the staff appreciation is probably one of my favorite things to do. And just part of the daily life, being accessible. I think it's important to get a lot of communication to your parents, because I think a lot of parents are like, well, how does the system run? Do they know there's 7 board members who hired this education expert already, the superintendent, who then has his cabinet members who are then their education experts? So you need these professional people at the top, because you have all your education experts to bring it into, a full corporate system. And then I think you have to involve your community and your parents. And my goal is just to be forward thinking and to continue and to invest into what the students need to be successful in their chosen field, so they're confident when they get to that next level.
Okay. Great. Well, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.